Hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Izzy the Tech Guy. Today in this episode we will be discussing is nulls and not nulls. So go ahead, open up whichever browser you want to use, Explorer, Chrome, Firefox, whichever it may be. And let's go ahead and go to W3Schools and go to the SQL tutorial, and we'll click on the null values on the column on the left side. So just a brief introduction to null values. So sometimes in a database or a table, certain columns do not require data to be in there. So the data could be blank, it could be null, it could be zero, it could be whatever the admin or the database administrator decides to have as a value. So that is one reason why we have to learn how to deal with null values. Now, one thing to note here, and they said it perfectly, you have to differentiate between null values and zero values. If it's blank or if it has a space or what. So you want to understand the table, what could go in there, what values are in there, if it's null or if it's not null. So let's go ahead and jump into what W3School mentions about null values and how to test for them. So the first thing to say here is it's not possible to test for null values with comparison like far as equal to, greater than, or less than, or not equal to. You can't use those comparisons to check for a null value. You have to use is null or not null. Is not null, excuse me. So here they show you the syntax if you want to use is null. So again, our select statement, what columns are we selecting from the table, and what columns are we checking if it's null. And the syntax is almost identical for not null. The only thing you change is you add a not between the is and the null. So again, select column name from tables where column is not null. And here they give you a demonstration of a table. Now I double checked, but we'll run it through again. I do not believe any of these tables contain a null value. Excuse me. I do not believe any of these tables contain a null value, so we won't get any results on our demo today, but let's go through it. So right here, this is a null operator. It goes on to say it checks for empty values. The following SQL lists if the address is null. So let's try it ourselves. So we have select customer name, contact name, and address. So we're not selecting everything from the table, and we're pulling from the customer table. So let's run it and see if anything comes back, and nothing comes back. And to double check, since we don't have that many data in this table, so let's go ahead and do the run SQL and see. So we get 91 records, and we wanted to check. I completely forgot what we were checking, which one we were checking. Let me go back here. Excuse me. Okay, we're checking where the address is null. So let's just quickly glimpse through the 91 records, and I'm not seeing any nulls here. So every record in here has information under the address column. So that's why we got no results back. So that was a quick and easy demonstration. So let's do where is not null, and we expect 91 records to come back. And let's do address. Oops. Okay. And here you see I have a little typo, so I'm going to fix this. Put a space between it, the is, and not. And let's run this, and again I expect 91 records to come back. Oh, cannot compare statement. Oh, look what I did. If you guys look careful, I completely put it. Okay, so here we go. Where address is not null, so my mistake. And again, we get 91 record back. So at first, my mistake, what I did, I had the column name after the statement, which is incorrect. I need to have the column name after the where clause. That was an error on my part. So again, run that, 91 records come back because all the addresses have a value, so they are not null. So let's go and see. Okay, so this is not null. This is what we went through just now. So what we're going to do is do the exercise. So let's start this exercise. So the first exercise is select all records from the customer table where the postal code column is empty. So we have our select statement is completed for us. So select everything from customer where we have the keyword right here, postal code. So that's the column we're interested in. So make sure postal code, and where the postcode is empty. So is, oops, not and, is null. So now when we run this, submit answer is correct. So the next exercise. Okay, select all records from the customers where the postal code is not empty. So again, we know what column, we're dealing with. We're dealing with postal code. So postal code, and we want is, and then remember when we said is null, so we had is null like this. So we have to put something in between the is and the null, and that is not. Submit answer correct. Okay, so again, this was a quick episode. Not too much in the is and is not null. Just remember, when you want to compare something, don't use like the equal to or the greater than or the less than sign, and you should be fine. And understand there's a difference between zero value and null. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this lesson today, and thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe.